One of my colleagues had seen a reel of a director, never directed a feature film before, young guy, and he said, I really think you need to just meet this person. I took a look at the reel. We were in kind of early development on Tron, and the reel immediately spoke to me and to Disney that this could be a real candidate. In meeting with him, it did nothing but kind of further that belief. And Joe is, I kind of knew early on, the most technologically facile director I've ever seen. He's got more comfort with the digital and the real and where it stops and starts than anyone I've ever seen. And in terms of his taste, his aesthetic, his design, I think he's spectacular. I guess a little bit of the surprise for me was how good he ended up being with story and characters, which were a new piece of the puzzle. But this is a huge movie in terms of ambition and budget, and I've never once had a doubt. And for a first-time director, it'd be very easy to be dubious. I've never once had a concern. I'm absolutely convinced we hired the right guy for the job. Seeing Bridges and Lisberger and Boxleitner and those characters all come together was pretty great. The moment I particularly loved out of the history so far was we had to do what they call a cyber scan for Jeff's entire body to start to create all the digital assets we had to create. And there was a moment I was standing next to Steven Lisberger, who had imagined at some point in the 70s this idea of there's Jeff Bridges and he will be scanned by lasers into a machine where he can then be manipulated. And here we were, and there was Bridges standing there, arms out with lasers, scanning his body so we could put that body into a machine so we could manipulate it. And there was a moment where I just heard Lisberger over my shoulder just say, wow. We wanted the world to be tactile. We wanted it to feel real. We didn't want to be, that doesn't look like a real place to me. We built a lot of our environments, which I think is rare for a lot of these heavily digital movies. But they had to have distinct properties, right? Many of them have completely lit floors. Many of them, there's lighting within all the furniture. There's acrylic. There's a combination of stone and glass and metal and light that we have the ability to do things with that other movies wouldn't, because I think they're grounded by realism. We wanted a very real and tactile world, but one that wasn't constrained by anything, and where Joe and Darren and everyone's imagination could kind of run wild.